What's up, Watchers? Magnus here, and we are finally back with Return of the Blossoming Blade, Season 3, Episode 153. So yeah, what's up, steak, cake, grill, bake? Yeah, no problem. Finally. Have mercy, God. Is he saying, hey, have mercy? Have mercy, blood, I beg you, spare my life. Did I not tell you to leave the knave's unsightly mouth intact? I can barely make out his inane mumbling. It's his fault, I say. Shh, it's his fault, I say. Should have kept his... It's his fault. He should have kept his ugly mouth shut if he didn't want it busted open. Okay, that was horrible translation. So my bad. Quick question: have you thought about seeing Return of the King of Hell? I think it really fits your type of story. People compare to Return of the Blossoming Blade and even greater state developer. I mean, Return of the King of Hell. I mean, sure, we could probably check it out eventually. So many series. What do you think about the short steak, cakey grill bake, by the way? Like, that I've been focusing on at the moment. My wayward junior brother. It is usually the bandit who spins his victim's jaw at the first sign of resistance, not the other way around. Peak. Well, what next, Chungmyung? How does corralling a posse of horse bandits get us any closer to Yunnan or the dusk-tint bloom? Oh my god. So yeah, how does this help us? Help us? Nah, I just feel better after beating up some bandits. Just fun. Come now, senior brother. It has not been that long. We have need of steeds, and they are horse bandits, are they not? Oh my god, we're robbing them. We are robbing the bandits. How does this help us? Well, they have horses, don't they? Oh no. Now, I'm not usually in the business of sparing horse bandits, mountain bandits, or bandits of any sort, really. But you, my good fellows, are very fortunate. I don't think you're fortunate. Look, oh my god, he made them into horses. Like, did the horses run away? Did you beat up horse bandits who didn't have horses? Look lively, you raggedy nags! Keep those hooves stomping! What happened to the horses? I best not catch you at anything less than full gallop. Bad horses shall be sent to the farm. The farm? No, not the farm! What is this, Dr. Phil? No, not the farm, master. Anything but the farm. Okay, so there are some horses. Who said we need help? If I may, sir, are you quite sure this is how you mean to enter into Yunnan? What's wrong with it? What do you mean? I mean, doesn't it look a bit peculiar having horse bandits? Yeah, but they're horse bandits, aren't they? Why not? Will there be too much carriage traffic, perhaps? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. This is perfectly normal. Traffic may be the least of your problems, young master. A wagon pulled by a gang of burly men is not exactly the most inconspicuous means to ride into Yunnan. Who says I want to be inconspicuous? Besides, the guards may object to the, added members of our caravan. They're not members, they're slaves. They don't count. How are we to reply if we are questioned on the identity of these poor men? Yeah, that's right, they're horses, they're not human. We would tell them the truth, of course. The truth? What city guards would object to us taking roaming bandits captive and putting them to honest work instead? Yeah. I hardly see any need to concoct some complicated cover story. It's just the truth. You call it honest work, but What could be more honest than dragging our fat asses close to Yunnan? Besides, I doubt they would count these fine steeds as members of our party. True to their name, the Palace of Southern Beasts should surely be experts in telling animals and humans apart. Let us claim that it was our good chief guardsman over there who thrashed these unruly steeds and had them drag our wagons as punishment. That ought to please everyone involved. The same bandits that were literally about to slaughter me. Yes, it makes complete sense. Speaking of which, how convenient are these steeds? Not only will they pull our wagon all the way, they graciously promise to set up our camp when it is time to hit the hay. Yo, amazing horses. Not only are they rideable, you can also make them set up camp. Other than that, do feel free to assign them whatever menial chores you please. I'm sure they'll agree it's far better than a one-way trip to the glue factory. The what? And if they should prove beyond all good use, we can bury them at the side of the road instead. We cannot have them roving the land again, threatening poor innocents for coin. Now can we? I will be nice. I will be good. You'll have not to worry about, master. We'll work our behinds off like good little horses, mutts, oxen, whatever creature you'd like. Please let us work off our debt to society. We'll gladly do whatever you ask of us, and then some. Please, Mr. Foreman, have mercy on us. By the Buddha, we beg you. Then perhaps I shall take charge of these men for now. We owe you our lives. Yo, he's like, just get me away from that savage. Very well, you are a more merciful soul than I. What? What makes you say that? That said, I could snap all their arms in two if that would make your life easier. I beg your pardon. Hold on now, young master. I hardly think that would be necessary. That's right, master. No need for violence. In fact, consider the lesson learned. We swear, no more violence or banditry for us. And why even make a career of banditry in the first place, you bunch of asses? Because it was easy money. No more horsing around. Don't even think about whining again until we make it to Yunnan, you mangy mules. Ah! Ah! Ouch! It's like, I'm so glad I'm on his side. Remind me never to make Chungmyung mad. Still, this is Chungmyung had his more merciful, believe it or not. Yeah, this like, yo, oh yeah, that's true. It's like, yo, he's done worse things to us. Like, come on, and we're supposed to be brothers. There was a time when he would have broken their legs first out of anger, and then their arms for not being fit to pull the car. He would have broken their legs, and then their arms because they couldn't pull the carriage. Yo, at least break their arms first, dude. I think not. He would have made them drag the wagon on all four broken limbs instead. Oh. Hey. Very merciful. He left their heads decidedly unbusted. Is that not mercy? Yo, this chick is made for young Chungmyung. I see those hooves slowing down. Faster, you filthy nags! Faster! Ah! Sprint hard and there'll be a tasty treat for you at the camp. A bundle of hay for each of you hungry horses. Freaking hay! Yeah. They've been dragging this carriage all freaking day, getting whipped, and when they finally get a treat, it's hay. What? Horses love hay. What's wrong with it? Yeah. Is that grumbling I hear? Oh, this is too easy, huh? That's it. Get on all fours and scramble like dogs instead. But I mean, horses also run on all fours. Boss, I ain't even sure how many days it's been. I want to go home. I hate it here. Quit your crying. You'll get me started too. Onward, boys. We'll have them trembling in fear all across Yunnan at the mere mention of the band of tiger hunters before the year is done. You know it, boss. We'll teach them. That was a few days ago. Heavens, we had fire in our veins then. We were brothers, all of us. And most of all, we had a dream. Until we were cursed to run into that villainous maniac. Yo, I love that battle. Oh. Yo, Chugmyong is the best. Yo, you guys are lucky you're not friends with Chugmyong. He treats them worse. Is improving not the ultimate goal of training, brother? How is it that you still fall to your knees just as quickly? Maybe because you're just too overpowered. More passion! Passion! No pain, no glory. More energy. Yo, she enjoying that. More footwork. Or even trying right now. I'll ignore them. You can do anything if you bust enough heads, and any head can be busted if you try hard enough. Chunk, most likely, yeah. It is impressive, I'll grant them that. What, how much damage they can take? Takes a true warrior to withstand such monstrous beatings every night under the guise of training. Yeah, guys. Training. Oh no. Alright. A comfort break. You're welcome. I think my balls are in my throat. What? I swear, even the Grim Reaper is too frightened to claim that feral bastard. Brother Yunjong, wake up. Do not walk toward the light. Where am I? Do not walk to. Yo, dude is about to crawl into fire. Like, I can't do this anymore. I would rather be burned alive. Where am I? Never mind. Enjoy the rest, senior brother. Enjoy the rest? You mean sleep? For eternity. Heavens save us. How much longer will this go on? Damn. Why can't you just make it straight? Yo, if I saw that and I was working, I would be hiding. Hey, he's like, you're not making me you're not making me into a horse. Hell no. Here we are, crossing well into Yunnan province at last. I had no idea it was such a mountainous region. It is no surprise that the government takes little interest in policing the region. All I see are mountain peaks and rocks. Indeed, we have yet to run into any people other than the odd farmhand or two. Not even any followers of the southern beasts. After hearing time and time again that the palace of southern beasts rules over Yunnan with an iron fist, I'd half expected their people to pounce on us for questioning as soon as we set foot into their territory. Yunnan is a big place, Sinner brother. Not even the southern bees could patrol its entire expanse. Their actual area of control begins around the city of Kunming, where the trading of tea takes place. Other than that, they'll conduct a sporadic patrol now and again, but they are scarce enough. What? You seem awful on edge in spite of all that, Mr. Foreman. What gives? It pays to be vigilant in these parts, young master. Are you betraying us? I can tell. What? The palace of southern bees' influence in Yunnan surpasses even that of the Tang clan in Sichuan. In other words, every passerby we meet on the roads hereon could well be an informant for the southern beasts, even if they seem like common farmers at first glance. Seems sketchy. Yo, he's carrying it alone. I didn't see that before. Like, there's one batch. He's big though. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the news of our arrival in Yunnan has already reached the palace. Like, they're running with the horses alone, and then they have to carry the freaking carriages. Wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. Speaking of the common folk, I cannot say even charitably that they seem to live well here, judging by their attire or their physical state. As far as I can see, it hardly seems as though they are able to fill their bellies every night. You're quite right about that, young master. Yunnan has never been known for producing much food, historically speaking. For one, its mountainous terrain means there is a dearth of arable land, so the rich take all of it, huh? Do you see the terraces they've carved into the slopes of yonder mountains? It's the way they eke out as much farmland as they can from the uneven land. Huh. Unfortunately for them, they say a heavy drought of late has wreaked havoc on the harvest this year. Before, they could at least make a living from the money coming into Yunnan through the tea trade, but now that selling tea has been banned outright. Either they turn the harvest around, or they all starve to death, I reckon. Is that so? I was under the impression that trade with the far west was still underway. True enough, except Westerners do not seem to enjoy tea as much as we do in the Central Plains. I suppose there are a few places on Earth that do, come to think of it. Yeah, not that many people are fond of tea, are they? England! And what's more, the types of tea Westerners drink is quite different from those grown in Yunnan. That seems a pity. It is quite clear that severing all ties with the rest of the Central Plains has been devastating to the region, to say the least. Can't you just farm something edible? Like, come on. Not good enough ground. Yes, well, I'm afraid the situation is not much better back home either. Luckily for us, we in Sequan have more than just tea to help us scrape by without starving. In any case, young masters, we'll soon be inside of Kunming. Once we reach the city gates without incident, I reckon we can consider your escort duty fulfilled. Hey, that's some bullshit. How do I get home? Not my problem. Again, I cannot thank you all enough. Let us save the gratitude until we are safely within the city walls, Mr. Foreman. Yeah. Here we are, young masters. Welcome to Kunming. Yeah, this seems not sketchy at all. Where are the guards at? It's not much of a city, is it? Brother Jogol's family home has a grander gate than this. High-walled fortresses of the kind often found in the Central Plains are something of an alien concept here in Yunnan. The lack of flat ground means towns simply do not produce enough food to grow into large cities. I see. Yo, they need a... Okay, one of the baddies is just like, on his knees, but the other one looks freaking done. Is that his face on the ground? In any case, we thank you for your aid along the way, Mr. Foreman. You are quite welcome. Again, how the hell do we get home? Just gotta find some other bandits, ride them. Wait, what? What do you say? Now what are we to do with these nags? Can't just let them go on free, can we? Because then they will start robbing people again. The doughy eyes, do your best, doughy eyes. Doughy eyes, come on, look as pitiful as you can possibly imagine. Yeah, Chongmyung don't care if you look pitiful. Would it not be best to release them, Chongmyung? Release them? Are you insane? They are bandits. They may be criminals, but they have been punished enough along the journey. Yo, that's worse than jail. Given their remorseful demeanor, I dare say they have earned their freedom. You'd have me show mercy then. Well, isn't that honorable? This is precisely why I am so fond of you, senior brother. Then I shudder to think how you treat those you hate. Alright, you are my Sect brother. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, master. Yeah, he's not gonna just let you go, is he? We'll be good, law-abiding citizens from now on. Is he crippling them? There, you're free now. You can either hang about here until we return, or run off and live your best life as honest farmers. Makes no difference to me. Just know that the seal placed upon your downtown cannot be undone by anyone else other than myself. God damn it, I knew this was gonna happen. Needless to say, you'll have zero use of chi for the rest of your lives otherwise. Well then, so long. Happy? Happy? You happy? This way, we'll have our trusty steeds to pull our wagons on the way back. How merciful is that? We must all bear in mind that we are no longer disciples of Manhwa. We are here as merchants of the Webtoon Trading Company for the purpose of procuring the dusk tint bloom. Thank you for the reminder, senior brother. Obviously, I had forgotten. Yeah, sure you had. No, I actually had. Wait, what? The point is, we must refrain from action of any kind that might expose us as agents dispatched by the Manhwa sect. Chungman, what are you doing? Stop it! And don't you forget it! That means we must ponder upon our every move again and again until we are certain. That's right, you all need to think things through. You're always like, yo, I'm talking to you, Chungmyung. I believe in these guys. I don't believe in you. Use your heads for once instead of just busting them open. Now he's even talking about himself. Unless he means like they busted themselves open. See, I would normally never dream of naming and shaming, but since we are on this subject, let me name and shame a few of you. It is you I'm speaking of. No one else but you, you utter liability. Me! Yes, you! Who else among us would require such basic cautions? You are the only one here who is infamous for monumental screw-ups. Monumental screw-up! That is an odd way to pronounce generational success. And since when have I been a liability to the sect? Tell me, sect siblings, do I seem so immature that I would jeopardize our safety in a place of peril such as this? Yeah, they're not gonna answer that. They're just gonna look away. He was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Yes. Wait, they said yes. I thought we were gonna be like, I'm not answering that. He'll kick the shit out of me. Unbelievable. Yes. In unison. Yes, yes, yes. Unbelievable. Fine. Then let us proceed. Wait, we're just gonna ignore that. They called me annoying. I'm just gonna take that line down. You insane? You insane? What? What is it? This is no ordinary city at all. What do you mean? Look at it. Damn, they look poor. Yo, this is worse than when I went into Manhwa the first time. No, break. So much pain. Chungmyung's just like, I see opportunity to make money. But they don't have any money, Chungmyung. Exactly. Wait, what? Such devastation. I will make them owe me. Was the city afflicted by a plague of some kind? Seems more like a general absence of liveliness, if anything. Damn. It's no better than a ghost town. They don't have any food, do they? Not that the places we passed through were exactly paradise, but I thought Kunming at least would be marginally better. If anything, this is far worse than anywhere else. Damn. Could you spare some change? Spare some food? You're like, what the hell are you gonna do with the change? Nothing to buy. It's baffling to think the loss of the tea trade could have brought the city to its knees quite to this extent. I suspect there is more to it than that, Jogol. The foreman mentioned a terrible drought, which likely made matters worse. I suggest we split up for the moment and inquire into any leads as to the whereabouts of the dusk-tint bloom. Once our inquiries are done, let us reassemble here upon sundown. Yes, senior brother. And Chongmyung, you're coming with me. It's like, I don't leave you alone. Before we part ways, sister you. What? I'm hereby assigning you to Chongmyung monitoring duty so that he does not run amok as he is so often won't do. Wait, what? Won't to do what? What? You mean that he usually does? Okay. Excuse me? I don't need no babysitter. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. By Manhwa. What a dump. The Kunming I once knew was a central hub of commerce in Yunnan. If this place has been reduced to this lethargic husk of its former self, the same must apply to the entirety of the province. The dusk-tint bloom. Let us see every other member of our party searching for any leads on the fabled flower under the scorching sun. Yet here is the most junior disciple slacking off and sampling the local delicacies at a tea house. How is this fair? See, your eyes tell me everything. You're thinking, senior sister. Isn't that right? Fine. Then let us get to work. You know what they say. Leave no stone unturned, except I have a whole city to turn upside down. Wait, no. Yo, I don't like how you said that. Leave no stone unturned. Oh no. Perhaps you should have another cup of tea instead on me. Honor, bring us some refreshments to nibble on. Oh, and another pot of chilled tea. Right away, sir. Just don't go flipping over any tables while I'm gone. That'll be another full pot of the most expensive tea we have in store. Actually, before you disappear to the back, you're gonna actually ask a question. You seen this? Dusk-tint bloom, you say? And here I thought I was acquainted with every type of tea that either grows or passes through these parts. I must admit, this is one I have never seen or heard before. Do you know of anyone versed in medicinal herbs who might know it? Someone well versed in medicinal herbs, you say? Well, I do have an acquaintance who happens to be an apothecary of high renown in Kunming. If you'd like, I can certainly send for him to aid with your search. Oh, could you? That would be helpful. Of course, young sir. However, it'll take a while for him to get here. Yo, he wants money. He wants a bribe. I wonder if tea and light snacks will be enough to keep you entertained until then. Well said. How about a decent meal as we wait then? A capital idea, young sir. I shall have some tea, a hearty meal, and apothecary delivered fresh to your table in no time. Was this your plan all along? Kinda worked out, didn't it? I knew at first glance that this is not the sort of place where we will get anywhere by running around on a wild goose chase. Small town problems require small town solutions, so to speak. And what better way to vitalize the local economy than to grease a few palms along the way? Clever. Annoyingly so, in fact. What a conundrum. How is it that no one around here has heard of the dusk-tint bloom? I thought for sure there would be someone with useful information, seeing as how the flower used to be traded up to Sequan. Maybe we ought to have asked around in Sequan instead. What? Have you seen a dusk-tint bloom? Said no. Every face I see here is devoid of vivacity. It only seems to grow worse as I venture deeper into the city's core. I should not be surprised at all that these people can barely speak, let alone offer any meaningful leads. We may need to reconsider our approach. Gimme! No fair, I haven't had one yet. I got a little sister to feed. Yo, he has to feed everyone now. I assure you there will be more where these came from. Do not push. You'll only hurt yourselves at this rate. Brother. Do not shove, I said! Calm yourselves, and I shall be back with a fresh sack of food. Yo, they just ripped it apart. Wait! Hold on. The fuck just happened? I got robbed, even though I was giving it away. One might think a little gratitude would not go amiss after such generosity. Yeah, they don't care. They want food. They hungry. Where desperation reigns, humanity is a luxury. Pardon? What I mean is that morality is a secondary concern while one's belly is empty. What gratitude should I expect from children who are on the verge of starving to death? I mean, lots. They may have younger siblings at home who are in a worse state, or perhaps even their parents for that matter. You mustn't be so swift to judge these children, Jogol. Quite right, senior brother. I spoke in haste. How dare you go around thieving food, you worthless urchin? Oh no. Hand it over right now. But I didn't steal it, miss, right? It was some traveler who gave it to me, honest. You filthy little liar. Ow. As if there's anybody in this heaven's forsaken city who's giving out free food to the likes of you. Oh shit. Let's see whether you change your tune once I lop your hand clean off. Oh my god. But this is where like they're gonna fuck up, right? Hey, we're just merchants, right? We can't stop them with a sword. What do you think you're doing? Okay. The boy is no thief, I can assure you of that. It was I who bought the food and handed it out to the local children. You did, good sir, but you took no account of the boy's pleas before accusing him of thievery and striking him to the ground. What manner of a grown adult would behave this way? Forgive me, young sir. It's not often we see such acts of charity in Kunming these days, which made me think he'd stolen the food. I didn't mean nothing by it, sir. Are you alright? Yes, but the food? My dumpling. Yo, you can still eat that. My dumpling. Yo, you are starving unless you were gonna give it to someone. I was going to save it for my I was going to save it for my siblings. Yeah. I mean, there's still some of it left though, right? And you may do so yet. I shall buy you another batch of dumplings if you'd like. You mean it, sir? On my honor, I do. Okay, so now special treatment, huh? The entire time I was preoccupied with the dusk-tint bloom alone. Senior brother Yunjung has been aiding the needy out of his own pocket. Truly, there can be no finer example of the Tao. I want to follow in his footsteps and... Gil. Yes, brother? Money, please. Money, please? What do you mean money, please? He's like, I've used up all mine. I need money. You cannot be serious. You bought... You're broke? But you said you would come with another sack of food. How were you gonna do it? I was gonna rob the place. Wait, what? I'm sorry. That was the last of my travel allowance. Show me the money, if you please. Show me what? Show me the money! But that's my money. Rich boy. Rich boy? Ah, nah. Brother, if we spend all our allowance feeding the local children, what will we eat on the journey back? As Chongmyung might say, the universe provides, or in this case, senior brother Bok Jion's coin purse. Oh no. As for your own purse, I have no doubt your father will fill it aplenty once you return to seek one. You likely spend more on bootlaces in a day than these children earn in a year. They don't earn anything though. We literally wear the same boots. Do we though? Do we though? Yeah, we do. We got them from Manhwa. Do we though? Do you want to switch shoes with me? Is that what you want to do? Finance, Elder Hyun Young. Is that you? Finance, Elder Hyun. Do we though? Are you sure? Are you sure all this is for us, mister? It certainly is. Do not worry and have your fill. Yeah, don't worry. It's my fucking purse. Wait, what? Huh. Gil, bring water. Hurry on it. Yo, don't spit out the food. God dang. Once again, no shoving, children. Is this all the food you have for sale? Brother, there's no end in sight to these kids. We must feed as many children as we can manage. What? Is this a side quest? Like, what? What the hell? What about the tinted bloom? The what? Oh, right. Oh, right. The reason we were here. Empty. You can't feed everyone. Like, come on. We need Bak Cheon's purse. Mister? Mister? Sup to the trot. Sup? Did we miss all the food? Oh my god. Yo, I've been feeding thousands. Probably like hundreds. If that. I need to take out a loan. Dude is like, I can't do this anymore. Those doughy eyes. Do you take like credit? These children have seen far beyond their years should allow. They do not utter one word of a complaint or throw a tantrum that the other children ate their fill and not them. Meekly gauging my mood with tears in their eyes, as if they'd grown far too used to such injustices. Hey, they're just too late though, like, gotta get there faster. Find more for them, Gil. I don't have any, but brother, we've spent every last bit of both our allowances. We have no more coin left. What about your emergency funds? My emergency My emergency funds? You mean the ones we need to get out of here? You took every last penny I had, even the money I hid in my drawers. Honest to Mount Hua, I'd give it all up if I had more. It's fine, good sirs. We weren't really hungry anyway. Thank you, nonetheless. You've taken everything in my drawers. Like, I was trying to hide it, but you found it. What the hell is he doing now? Is he gonna sell the sword? Pawn off this blade and buy more food for the children. Your sword? Brother, you cannot be. How are we gonna fight? We are merchants. We find a way. This guy's actually insane. Like, sure, you pawn off the blade and you give some more food to the children. Then more children. What about the next day? How are you gonna feed them the next day? And the next after that? Like, there's no logic in this guy. I thought this guy was logical. He's not. Brother, this is a plum blossom blade. Any Mount Hua disciple who sells one without permission is disciplined without exception. Have we not done enough as it is? Disciplined, you say? Yes. Are you suggesting our sect leader will be somehow wroth to learn that I sold my sword to feed starving children? Quite the opposite. The sect leader is the sort of man who would be disappointed to hear I kept my sword and let the children go hungry. I don't know. It is simple in my eyes. I am a follower of the Tao long before I am a swordsman. Yes, but how are you going to keep feeding them? One day with food. How much is that really changing? It would rot my soul from within to watch these children starve just so I can have a sword to fight my enemies with. While I gather the rest of the children here, you will take this sword and exchange it for food at once. Is he stupid? Like, aren't we supposed to, like, not show people that Mount Hua is here? If we pawn off a Mount Hua sword, a Plum Blossom sword, I feel like that's gonna do something stupid. Sinner brother, I must protest. At once, I say. What is the matter, you two? Finally, someone maybe with some logic showed up. I would be so pissed, by the way. Like, you have no more money. You gave it all away to children. The children are going to be just as hungry a few days later. What the fuck were you thinking? Yunjung, yes, senior brother, please slap him. Though I sympathize with your plight, a few drops of water cannot bring life to barren land. Is my meaning clear to you? Yeah, this is what I've been saying in this entire time, by the way. Like, he just said it more poetically. I love that, though. A few drops of water cannot bring life to barren land. That is basically what it did. It is, and I know, senior brother. His words may sound compliant, but his grimace tells me otherwise. Perhaps he is more stubborn than I thought. You understand what I mean, yet you have no intention of changing your mind. Is that not so? My apologies, senior brother. Even the noblest acts of charity have their time and place. Our objective here is to track down the dusk-tint bloom without drawing attention to ourselves. With Yunjung's uncommon generosity, however, it will be a matter of time before all eyes in Kunming are drawn to us. Exactly that, and also, if he sells the sword, Plum Blossom sword, how did you get it? What's more, Yunjung himself comprehends full well that his actions have deviated from our mission, and may even invite dire peril to us all. Yet, even though he realizes the error of his ways and knows there can be no excuses for it. Very well. Make haste before trouble finds us. Brother, yo, that is idiotic. What are we doing here? Yo, we should be tying this guy up, not giving him money. Yo, this is like giving money to a gambler. Like, not even gambler. This is like throwing money out in the streets, brother. Senior brother. I cannot imagine the vendors in Kunming have an infinite supply of foodstuff. Make sure to purchase as much as you possibly can. Are you sure, senior brother? Our mission is of paramount importance. That being said, what would our sect leader and elders say if they were to learn that we disregard the suffering of the needy in the process? We aren't doing that though, like you just freaking said! It doesn't help to put a few drops of water to fix a drought. God damn it. Nothing flattering, I should imagine. Indeed, we may even be in for a scolding. Why would you even tell him? I want nothing more than glory for Mantua. Glory, however, means little without a foundation of justice. But this isn't a foundation of justice. If we of Mount Hua were to cast aside justice, how could we possibly claim to stand head and shoulders above the rest? If you guys want to do something, you can help them fix the place. Help them... they can't really fix the drought, can they? Of course, I do not mean we must give and give until we have nothing left under any circumstances. Okay, finally, okay. Well, how then? It is simply that we are in a position to be charitable in this moment, and thus I see no problem. We are not in a position to be charitable in this moment. We have another mission to finish. How the hell is Chungmyeong doing so much better than them right now? Chungmyeong is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. These guys are feeding hungry children. Have you forgotten about the mission? Now I suggest we make haste. Understood, senior brother, but why the sudden need for haste? You said there is no problem. Yes, until Chungmyeong joins us. Now go. Yeah. Chungmyeong. There is plenty to go around, yet there is no cause for commotion. Okay, I wonder how Chungmyeong is gonna react to this. Like, They've wasted all their money. Slow down! Form an orderly line and you'll get your turn. Okay. The exact same thing is going to happen. They're going to use up all their money. They're going to give out the food. And then there's going to be more children who wants food. And this was one freaking day. Here, take as much as you need for the little ones. Thank you, sir. But I have 10 sisters. Oh, here you go. So much food. He doesn't have 10 sisters. He's the only child. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's a lie. How many children are there in this city? Kunming is larger than you might think. The children are merely too weak from hunger to roam the streets. Then we might be much too short on food already, senior brother. Not only do we still have a crowd of kids to get through, it looks like the adults will soon be joining them. Yeah, we can't give... Yo, we are not giving food to adults. At this rate, we shall have the attention of the entire city. What if we were to leave the stockpile of food instead? No, that would only serve to create utter pandemonium. The famished crowd may turn on one another and resort to deadly violence over grains of rice. But what better option is there? What's going on here? Oh shit. A white martial arts robe with the chest half exposed. I love how he said so much about Chongmyung not doing something stupid, and then they do something way more stupid than Chongmyung ever would have. God damn. And an animal hide cape draped over the shoulders. Oh my god. The palace of the southern beast. Craven, huh? 5 of them, no less. We ought to avoid a clash with them for the sake of finding the dusk tint bloom. You heard me. What is all this, huh? Who are you dainty runts? Pardon me, good sirs, we are merchants of the Webtoon Trading Company of Sequan. We came to Kunming as part of a fully authorized caravan. Then we began handing out provisions to the starving children here, as you can see. The what company? And you gave these street urchins food. Let me think. I do not recognize you from anyone I saw at Webtoon. I'm afraid we are new hires. Is that right? Just a group of fresh-faced young merchants handing out charity this far away from the company headquarters, eh? Yeah, that's... You Central Plains mooks must think we're all vagrants here in Yunnan. You had no right to take pity on our people. Peddlers like you need only to bring goods and then be gone. Lest you forget it was your kind that led Yunnan to its downfall. And now you come here throwing food at us as if we're animals. I mean, I do agree with him. They seem far more hostile than I expected. I wonder if such pride was the reason. Why so few of those gathering for handouts were adults? Forgive me, good sir. We had no intention of causing trouble. If I may, I shall clear all this away at once. As you should, you upstarts. Hold on now. I recognize your... That's enough. The Central Planers are arrogant, but they had the noble intent of helping the needy. Must we be ridiculed as brutes without a sense of gratitude by their kind? Of course not, senior brother. Well, he just fucked up when he blocked that sword. It's like, hey, you're no merchants. A martial artist. I knew it. What is a martial artist capable of blocking my blade doing in disguise as a merchant, I wonder? Apprehend every one of these suspicious foreigners. And Chongmyung was supposedly the problem, huh? Yes, sir. Huh. Brothers, any thoughts as to our next move? I need to feed the children. Can you focus for a goddamn second? The children isn't even here anymore. Curses. We can either fight back or flee. It is either one or the other. Forgive me, senior brother. This is all my doing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if we die, it is your fault. Completely. Entirely. Did I say it's your fault again? Do not apologize. Oh, he should. I'm the one who made this choice. Yes, and you should apologize to Chongming as well. As such, the responsibility lies with me. I mean, you're all stupid in my book. We stand and fight. Yes, senior brother. Yeah, you don't have a sword, you sold it. Oh my lord. Oh, I forgot I sold my sword. At least find a solid stick to swing around for now, brother. These fists are all the weapons I need. Sure thing. Against their swords, makes sense. Enough of that, find yourself a stick, brother. Shit. They're closing in on us each time we become distracted. These are no common bandits, to be sure. Outnumbered by one, we may find this fight a struggle. Our priority should be to escape the city first. We can strategize all we want once we are a safe distance away. Like, I love how they're going to be thinking so much, and then probably Chugmonk's just gonna walk in there. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? You're being so inconspicuous, you guys. But which way remains open? If you happen to be eyeing up the path to your rear, then you are as clueless as you look. You stand before warriors of the palace of southern beasts. Let this be a lesson as to what manner of place this is. Attack! Face this way. We shall make a run for it. Stay right behind me at all times, Yunjung. Yes, brother. There is no escape. Yo, not the food, our money! Yeah, Chongmyung. Chongmyung is just like, I leave you guys alone for some hours, and what happens? Huh? I'm the problem? You say, I'm the problem. God damn, you guys are useless. Well. Who is the troublemaker now? Not me, that's for sure. How the tables have turned. Senior brother. Yo, he's enjoying this. He couldn't care less about the freaking southern beast. He's just like, hey, yo, I'm the problem. Hey, yeah, sure thing. I believe you. Makes sense. Oh my god, you guys are idiots. Complete and utter idiots. What? I'm not, yet you are. Well, I never trust a bunch of utter liabilities to cause such a monumental screw up barely half a day after we walk through the Kunming city gates. In fact, why do I even bother? Sure, my seniors can't traipse around making a mess and leave poor Chongmyung to clean up after them. Is this what Mount Hua is all about, disciple Oitation? I would honestly prefer to be taken captive at this point. Speaking of exploitation, brother Yunjung, what is this I hear about you selling your Plum Blossom blade because of some sob story? I mean, using up your money, fine, but selling your blade? Hey, don't you look away from me? It was a grain merchant. What? Pardon me, brother Jogol? The Sect blade. I sold it to the grain merchant. Once again, for those at the back. Wait, was that not a jest? Say it is a prank, or so help me, Tao. Is this what our once great sect has come to, huh? Excellent work, brothers. You sold your blade. Have you finally lost all your wits? Why don't I sell you off to the grain merchant, since you barely do me any good at all? Shut it, you little twerp. Who are you to interfere? Oh, yo, you should have shut up. You should have just ignored them. You should have just walked away while you still had a chance. Sup, Evie? You clearly have no notion of how things work in Kunming. Oh no, you just clearly have never met Changmyeong. Who am I? Who are you to call me a twerp? Huh? Do not ever presume to tell me what to do, you leopard print himbo. Comment on my perfectly adequate height once more and see what happens. I double dare you. I made no comment on your height. Oh, so little twerp is a term of endearment in Yunnan, is it? Let us see about that. Huh? What is the matter, senior brother? Surely you cannot object. After all, it was you who started this quarrel. I begrudgingly admit you are not wrong for once. For once? Oh, just let it be. I've been hard at work, you'll be pleased to know. Asking around town without making the teensiest bit of trouble. And would you believe it? My sources tell me the dusk-tinned bloom is not some garden variety weed one can find in Kunming. Which means what exactly? See them? I'm told the only real way to procure the dusk-tinned bloom is to go through the Palace of Southern Beasts, which means... What do you propose we do? We capture some. The usual, obviously. I say we bust their heads open, just enough for them to start talking. Then politely request an audience with their palace lord. What easier way could there be? To early graves, you mean? No. The choice is yours. He's like, what the hell are they talking about? Will you be so kind as to take us to your palace, lord? Or will you not be so kind and lead us there by crawling on all fours instead? I mean, he took out all four guys in like one swoop. You better like just get down on your knees. Bravado aside, you seek a guide, is that it? That's right. Very well. With how rare guests have been of late, it would be my honor to escort you around. Well, aren't you certainly civilized, despite the caveman attire? On your honor, it is then. Lead the way. Ah, but one thing about the way we receive guests in Kunming. What, you gonna kill them? Oh, so many. That's a lot of people. Changmyeong. Let us just say you might find our welcome a little warmer than most. It's like, I needed a warm-up. I needed a little workout. Thanks for that. Like, oh, those poor guys. What? Changmyeong's just like, I can take it. Changmyeong, no. Come on! I think I can. You know what? I know I can. Huh. That's one way to put it. What next? Are there more of you waiting to jump out from beneath our feet? Exactly. You asked for an escort, and here you shall have plenty. Thank your lucky stars that it is our policy to present all infiltrators to our lord first. Huh. I mean, if you insist. If you insist. God damn. Oh my god. Yo, could you imagine just the view, just standing there? Just meditating there. God damn. Peaceful wind just blowing you off the mountain. Still fretting over the young ones, brother. Yes, I convinced myself time and time again that their long journey shall be for the good of Mount Hua, but it nonetheless weighs heavily upon my heart still. Not even the great sect leader of Mount Hua has full command of the human heart. Brother sect leader, have faith in the future of our sect. You heard even that penny pincher Hyunpyong say the same. That those children will surely surpass us one day. Surpass one day? We chuckled at the notion back then, but I am beginning to see the truth in it. In fact, the more I ponder, the harder it is to refute. As the old guard, our duty now is to build a home that the next generation would be proud to return to. A stalwart sanctuary that will embrace all their dreams, brother. Well said, brother. Well said. Even so, I cannot help but worry. As capable as they are, the children have yet to venture out so far. Sect leader! Brother sect leader! I have been searching for you everywhere. And what brings you to me with such haste first thing in the morning, Hyunyoung? This is no time for morning strolls, sect leader. Your attendance is needed immediately. It's a Sequan Tongklon. They've set up camp right outside our main gates. Sequan what? Led by whom? The Tong Patriarch himself. You know, just like, ooh. It's like, what the fuck? What did Changmyung do? Say who now? Patriarch Gunak Tong of the Sequan Tongklon hereby humbly extends his greetings to the leader of the great Manhwa sect. We are humbled by your welcome, Lord Sect Leader. You are? The lofty tongues of Sequan extending their greetings to us first, under the clan patriarch, no less. As the sect leader of Mount Hua, I, Yanjung, gladly welcome you and your clan, Lord Tang. I must admit, I was taken aback for a moment to have the honor of your visit in person. Ha! You are far too kind, my lord. If I may, what brings you all this way? I came to speak to you of a group of young Mount Hua disciples that we hosted at our estate. Yo, he's like, I am so sorry. Immediately just like, I cannot apologize enough. Changmyang, brother, it must be him. That the enterprising lad must have struck gold once again. Yo, at least he believes in Changmyang. That's nice. Like he likes money. Everyone else would be like, oh no, what did he do this time? A bond of friendship? Are you saying our youths have struck a pact of enduring friendship with your clan? Yo, dude is like, money. In fact, I was not even aware Changmyang was capable of making friends. Are you certain he said friends, not enemies? Are you certain you heard him right? He usually creates enemies, not friends. You need not be so flustered, Lord Sect Leader. For my part, it is a true and lasting friendship I wish to develop with your esteemed sect. No ulterior motives, I assure you. Yeah, that's what someone with ulterior motives would say, though. And as a gesture of good faith, Come, So-So. Pay respects to the great elders of Mount Hua. Oh no. Wait, you gonna send her to Mount Hua? Here is Changmyang's future. I mean, how? It is my honor to present my humble greetings to the sect leader of the great Mount Hua sect. I am So-So Tang, a daughter of the Sequan Tongklon. I come to you with the intention of leaving behind my clan and joining Mount Hua as a trainee myself. Please take pity upon my heartfelt desire and take me under your tutelage. He's like, why? Trainee here? Indeed, you will find my daughter a capable pupil, my lord. And why would she wish to trade here of all places? It's like, yeah, what? There is nothing good about this place. I mean, there are some good things. Changmyeong has gotten us some money, so we have some facilities. And we do have some techniques after he found some of them. But still. Is it not as I said, brother? I had a hunch our youths would fare perfectly well. No matter how far away they are. Perfectly. It could be discussed. Needless to say, I imagine they are doing just as well in Yuna. Yeah, just as well. Are we in a cage right now? Have you forgotten how extraordinary each of those children are, brother? Despite my old age, I have not. Good fortune awaits both financial and otherwise. We are grateful for your praise, Lord Tong. Our disciples make us proud with their every deed. They do. We do. I don't remember that. Yeah, they make us so proud. What are you doing now, Chungmyeong? Is this not the best, brothers and sisters? Far comfier than some bandit-led wagon. Is that so? Yeah, we are in a cage right now. Is that so? Yeah. Do we look comfortable to you? I'm pretty comfortable. If you have any better ideas, senior brother, I am all ears. It's like, wait a second. Did you let yourself be captured? Obviously. Wait, you telling me you could have taken out all of them with my arms behind my back? Then why are we here? Well, they're taking us to the Lord, aren't they? For a start, procuring the Dusktin Blue means we must deal with the palace of Southern Beast. And if their palace lord does not take kindly to us, the Southern Beast will tear us to pieces rather than give us the information we seek. The way I see it, the sooner we meet with the palace lord, the better. Yeah, and if that's in handcuffs or like in ropes, so be it. But was it necessary to meet him with our hands bound as prisoners to you utter clown? But was it necessary to meet him with our hands bound as prisoners? You utter clown! Shut your traps in there. These? Yo. Wait, you can't get out? You know, I would love it, Chugman just like, wait, are you stuck in these ropes? Aren't you? Of course not. And when exactly did they capture you, senior sister? I was there behind you the entire time. It seemed rude not to come. It seemed rude not to come. Seriously? You could have put a blade to my throat and I would never have sensed you coming. Still, it is a pity you let them take you prisoner. As stealthy as you are, you could have slipped away all by yourself. Serves you right for being too honest for your own good. Oh, so we're prisoners now. I thought we were honored guests. I never said that. I said we were being taken to the Lord. I never said we were honored guests. Why is Brother Yunjung looking so glum? Because he lost his sword. He seems to think he alone was to blame for our capture. I mean, he kinda was. Would you have done this without him? Even though I assured him multiple times that it is not the case. It is the case. What is there to take the blame for? If anything, we ought to thank you for the plush rides. Yeah, I appreciate it. I have had it up to here with you. What is this? Oh no. Senior Brother Yunjung. As unfortunate as it is, not all good intentions lead to good outcomes. And that is simply a fact. In fact, there is no shortage of sayings like how the road to hell is paved with good intentions. No good deeds go unpunished. So on and so forth. Such is simply the way of the world, I'm afraid. But does that render the very virtue of the deed null and void? Not at all, if you ask me. Let me ask you this, senior brother. Did you help those children with expectations of a reward? Thank you, kind sir. No, of course not, Changmyung. Then grit your teeth and stand your ground, brother. But selling the sword, oh, that's gonna make you pay, eh? I'm gonna make you pay for that. Tell the world with your head held high that what you did was righteous. Mount Hua Sect once sacrificed everything for the sake of the realm, only to be subjected to a contempt and humiliation until it became a shell of its former self. Does that mean Mount Hua's sacrifice were in vain and unworthy of justice? Yeah. No. It cannot be so. Perhaps others, or even I myself, may question the wisdom of it all. The sect brothers and sisters who gaze upon us from the afterlife are certain to hold their heads high in pride over their valor. Are they simply cowered before Chonma and refuse to stop him at all costs? Not only would Mount Hua have been erased from the face of the earth, but the Central Plains would also never have known the peace it does now. Is that not so, brother sect leader? Come to think of it, how is that fair in any kind of way? We all chose to go out in a blaze of glory together, yet here I am, brought back to life to suffer the consequences alone. Enjoying your eternal rest up there, brother. Hey, I see you. Oh, you know what? Screw you. Chagrin, why are you talking to the sky? No reason. Look over yonder. Look over yonder. Wait, what? Oh. There it is. The castle. The palace of southern beasts. That's a palace? That's in bigger. A vast, imposing pavilion against the backdrop of a forest, so dense that not even a ray of sunlight could penetrate the canopy. An entirely alien sight from the expanse of barren plains we crossed to arrive here. You telling me they have this and the other place is barren and poor? It is as if we are mere prey entering the gape of a wild beast's hungry maw. Where are all the people though? Like, are there seriously only 5 protecting this caravan? Yo, we could easily escape and kill them. Oh well, seems the southern beasts have a coin to spare compared to the rest of Yunnan. Is he seriously speaking of money at a time like this? You know why? Because he is thinking of making some money. Open the gates. Open the gates. Open sesame. What does that mean? Heh. You're far from the first cartload of prisoners to be brought to the palace of beasts, boy. But there has yet to be a single one who walked out of here alive. Yeah, sure thing. Just bring me to your lord. Did you hear that, brothers? How kind of our coachman to let us know. Let us see how far your hubris gets you in here. Oh, yeah, sure thing. Welcome, you who will soon fall prey to this den of ravenous beasts. I mean, there's a lot of people and some tigers, but like, what exactly am I going to be afraid of? Huh? Now there is a rare sight. Jaguar. I've heard it said that warriors of the palace of southern beasts command wild animals to fight alongside them. But these are certainly peculiar choice of pets indeed. Had I known I'd find such a spectacle here, I would have paid them a visit a long time ago. Is that a snake or a dragon? Some of these beasts are twice as huge as the ones back in Seek 1. It's a snake. How is it possible that a tiger sits docile by a human? I mean, probably trained since it was a cub. Brothers! Gribs, is it just me, or do those gargantuan birds seem to be circling us up above? I mean, yeah, they want our flesh. They want what? Don't worry, they're not gonna attack us until we're dead. We have a perceptive one here, eh? Soon you and your friends will be a feast for our hungry animals. There must be far over 100 trained martial artists in their midst. Leaving aside the matter of their individual prowess, their number almost exceeds that of Shaolin's entire force of monks. And given their dominion over the whole of Yunnan, I can only imagine many of the southern beasts are spread out across the province. That can only mean one thing. What we see here is far from the full strength of the palace of southern beasts. Wait. Hey, you don't even have to take off the ropes, I can take them by myself. Such is the might of the 5 outer realm palaces. Wait, are they actually going to let us just walk up to their lord? What the fuck's going on here? Does this not strike you as a little odd, senior brother? Why would they allow us to roam within their palace unbound without even confiscating our arms? Because there's so many, I guess they're not afraid of us. What if we were to mount and escape? They likely believe it would be futile. Yeah. They think they're so strong, do they? They think I can't escape? Or do you suppose we could march barefoot across the vast plains of Yunnan back to Sequan without their notice? Yeah, I could. You guys, on the other hand, perhaps not, brother. Is that a bunny? No. A flying squirrel? Maybe not. An elder? He just grabbed it. Some sort of furry creature. Shh. Ah. What breed of cat is this? Have you ever seen a cat, Chongyun? Have you ever seen a Have you ever seen a cat? It fell from the heavens. It may be a divine creature of some kind. I'll eat it. What? Hey, who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? You're a good kitty. You're a good kitty. That's not a kitty. Stop that. It looks feral enough to bite your finger off. See? Good kitty. Good kitty. Good kitty. Why is it calm all of a sudden? They say animals often supplicate before a fearsome predator. Nonsense, we simply become best of friends. Nonsense, I am simply his friend, right? How perceptive indeed. Divine, you might even say. Go, kitty, I choose you. Keep that thing away. Don't be scared. Bite him! I say keep it away. Bite him, I said. Is that the Lord? I see somebody approaching. No shit, Sherlock. A heavy rumble in the soil. A broad, deliberate gait. The crushing presence of a giant tiger in the deep mountain. In that instant, we needed no warning, but our animal instincts to know. We stood before the apex predator. Wait, what? No, I'm the apex predator. The lord of the palace of southern beasts. Outsiders of the central plains. Such arrogance. How dare you show yourselves here? Are you talking to me? Talking to me? Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Think you're some high and mighty. Think you're so high and mighty, huh? Oh, he's gonna scream. Thank you for the warning. You better use some chi on your ears right now. Reveal yourselves! Reveal yourselves? We're right here. How dare you disguise yourselves and set foot upon this sacred land? Speak! Any paltry excuse that does not satisfy me shall be all the reason I need to tear you asunder and throw you to our beasts as feed. The depth of chi in that cry can only be described as astounding. Even the chilling voice of the Tang Patriarch would pale in comparison. He may be among the most powerful chi wielders I've ever encountered. Answer me, accursed central planers. Should you hold your silence a moment longer, I shall rip your flesh to pieces myself. He clearly has no interest in whatever excuses we have to offer. If anything, he seems utterly content to find whatever fault he pleases to rip us to pieces. What response could I possibly give? None, because Changmyung's gonna give one. One misspoken word may well lead us past the point of no return in an instant. You just said he doesn't care. Since you asked so nicely, we are disciples of Manhwa. We came to Yunnan in search of something which I was hoping you might be able to aid us with. Changmyung? Yeah, he's just being honest. Like, what's the point? Manhwa. You would utter that name before me. A fallen sect that once belonged among the wretched 10 great sects. Yes, the very same. Manhwa of Shangxi. And you scrawny gang of children come before me as its disciples, you say. Unless I am mistaken. You're gonna attack Changmyung now, are you? Then that would make you the descendants of the master of the blossoming blade. Yes? The one and only. Actually, you're speaking to him. Wait, what? Oh, let me guess. He's a friend. Is that what it is, Changmyung? Do you know this guy? That would be kind of weird, man. The way he's doing that, like they're making it seem like he's going to crush him. I feel like it's just going to grab his shoulders, just like, welcome. Well, Changmyung's theory is though, he's like, better stop them arms if you don't want to lose them. Changmyung, watch out! Welcome and be honored guests. Yeah, I had a feeling. Like the way they did it, it was like, yeah, that's where we're going with this. Huh? Ah, beasts! Prepare a grand feast! Like, what? They're not the feast? We are in the company of worthy guests. It's like, I know that one guy is gonna be so pissed off. No one survives. What, you gonna make me eat to death? Like, god dang. I overfed Changmyung? You gonna overfeed us? Like, come on. Well, that's starting to take a turn. Ha! Have your fill. Feast your heart's content. Let us see whether our cuisine in Yunnan agrees with your delicate stomach. Looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. The hell is it though? Whoa. Come, have a taste of Yunnan's finest liquor, the spirit of Elysium. I feel like that has a pretty high alcohol percentage. We shall raise a toast in your honor. Well, how do you like the taste? Ooh. Whoa. Heavens. Yo, she basically An indescribable harmony of crisp, refreshing scents that tantalize the palate and nostrils. Truly, there can be no better suited name for it than the spirit of Elysium. Ha! You certainly have a way of waxing poetic central planar. Oh! Oh! For my entire life have I longed to make a pilgrimage to the hallowed peaks of Manhwa, only to be barred on account of our palace's ongoing feud with the Central Plains. Imagine my surprise to find out that find not one but 5 disciples of Manhwa, descendants of the legendary Blossoming Blade, gracing our very doorstep. Tell me, honored guests, how could this day be any more auspicious? More food. If I may, my lord, is the master of the Blossoming Blade so famed in Yunnan? In Yunnan? What manner of a question is this? Is the Blossoming Blade not a fabled hero of the entire realm? Yeah, he is. Do you mean to tell me the Central Plains have turned their backs on revering the 5 heroes of Demonfall? The 5 heroes of what? Sorry. I cannot say I have heard of... What did you say? Never? Oh, yo, he's like... Duh! You have never heard of the 5 heroes who slew the heavenly demon Chunma. Without them, both Yunnan and the Central Plains alike would have suffered for all eternity under the yoke of the demonic cult. Ah! It's the very notion of grace and gratitude dead and buried in the Central Plains. No, I mean, yes, kinda, maybe. I hear you, but do you mind piping down a little? Can't hear myself eat. Can't hear myself chew. There he goes again with that mouth of his. Indeed, I suppose my quarrel is not with the descendants of the blossoming blade. Then who is it with? Either way. It beggars belief that you could be so oblivious to the 5 greatest heroes in the war against the demonic cult. Were you not taught of the desperate struggle to repel the cult's invasion? Yes, all the sects of the Central Plains found common cause. No. Those devious accursed glory-stealing toads found common cause, my fur-clad behind. I cannot seem to get a word in edgewise. The 5 heroes of Demon Fall. The title refers to a band of martial masters who demonstrated the most outstanding valor in the horrific war against the demonic cult. Chief among them was your ancestor, the master of the blossoming blade. Another was his closest friend and companion, Botang, the shadow master of the Sequantang clan. As for the remaining 3, well, the less said about them the better. Pardon? Even the very tale of the 5 heroes was nothing but a work of fiction invented by the riffraff of the Central Plains, who grew jealous of the blossoming blade's dazzling feats. Aside from him and the Shadow Master, the rest were middling mediocrities who could not hold a candle to the least of his achievements. If you will recall nothing else of the tale, then at least remember this. It was the master of the blossoming blade who felled the demonic cult and saved the Central Plains. Heh. Feeling a little Sect pride, Chug. Yeah, nah, yeah, just feeling proud myself, really. It is no exaggeration to say the entire realm owes their lives to the blossoming blade. Of course, we of Yuna are no exception. At a time when the demonic cult's wicked hand was poised to ravage Yunnan, those damned cowards of the Central Plains were swift to turn their backs on us, with not a hint of their two-faced smiles anywhere to be seen. Because of their deceit, we were nearly driven to the point of extinction. It was then that he appeared before us. Blossoms. He's like, I don't remember that. The master of the blossoming blade. As he struck the rear of the demonic invaders' ranks, the cult was driven back from Yunnan to the Central Plains, allowing the palace of southern beasts to endure by the skin of our teeth, despite the Central Plainers' betrayal. But that is hardly the full extent of his valor. When the demonic cult formed a special elite unit to subjugate Yunnan for good, it was he, the master of the blossoming blade, who rushed back to Sequan and eradicated their entire force single-handedly. Why do I feel like he didn't do it for them, but like... It is to him that we owe our survival and safety in Yunnan. Without his timely intervention, the palace of southern beasts would surely have been utterly destroyed. And would you believe it, those turncoats of the Central Plains even sought to hold him back from coming to the aid of Sequan. That would explain their bare hostility toward the rest of the realm. Now do you see why we revere him so to this day? As it happens, there is even a shrine in his name within the palace, where we hold a ceremony to honor his spirit each year. We may call ourselves beasts, but even beasts have a sense of gratitude. Wait, there's... Oh my god, there's a shrine to me? not to you. Right. After all that he has done for us out of his tremendous love for Yunnan, how could we ever forget the great debt we owe him? It's like, love for Yunnan. Oh, love for what now? It's like, love for what now? To be sure, I seem to recall I had a tremendous love for thrashing demonic cultists wherever I found them back in the day. It's like, yeah, that's what I said. Like, it had nothing to do with Yunnan. Dude just like went after them demonic cults. My brother in Tao, they say the cultists have assailed Sequan. Is that so? More heads for the busting, it is. But our orders are not to intervene. I take no orders from dusty old curmudgeons. Come, let us make haste. Well, if you ask me, all's well that ends well. And who am I to spoil a fine legend, if I say so myself? Busting heads is the one thing I can do. Not only is he a shining example of a virtuous ally, but he also deserves our endless admiration as a martial artist. They say his swordsmanship was such that even the dastardly demonic cultists quaked in their boots at the sight of his blade. It's like, oh, he's enjoying this way too much. His countless feats and achievements are far too many to recount one by one even. Has he finally lost his wits? Like, what? Why is Chung? Oh, stop it! Stop it! Ah, you're embarrassing me. That is why you are among the exceptional few central planers who are deserving of our welcome. Make yourself at home, to rest, and enjoy the feast as you please. Are we not gonna ask for the tint bloom blossom, whatever? Once again, we welcome you, friends of Yunnan. To friendship. Yo, the difference. One might think they have been friends for a lifetime, or a long separated father and son. What? Everything he said was uttered in earnest. Here is the leader of another sect, not to mention his many followers, who venerates a hero of old from Mount Hua's radiant history, in our stead. At a time when his own palace feuds with the rest of the realm, he has nonetheless welcomed us with open arms in celebration of a shared memory. We have much to learn. It goes without saying the ventures of the Blossoming Blade took place lifetimes before my own. But his incredible deeds are known by generations of southern beasts as well as the entire region of Yunnan. If that is the case, my lord, and if the master of the Blossoming Blade was truly such a venerable hero, dun, 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 dun. Why is it that his endeavors are almost entirely unknown back in the Central Plains? Because they're jealous. You ought to save that question for the wretched weasels of the Central Plains. For it was they who saw to it that those tales would never be spoken of, to hide their own shame. Yeah. Yup. Da, 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 da. See, history is more than simply the sum of the events that take place. Unless it is spoken of, it is no history at all. Spoken from the heart, that is. Only when a heartfelt account of the past is conveyed in words does it truly become a part of history. For instance, I was told of the dire circumstances facing Mount Hua. By all rights, I should have heard it from your illustrious sect itself. You have every right to boast of your predecessors' valorous deeds, after all. And yet, Mount Hua no longer had the disciples to spread the word far and wide, nor the strength to stand for its shining legacy. No wonder your glorious past was long forgotten. Yo, is he pissing off Chongmeng right now? My god, eh? As ever, history belongs to the victors. But when the victor is left unable to claim victory, the jackals will feast on the lion's share instead. I tell you, had the Central Plains and Yunnan not severed ties, this would never have happened. The blame lies squarely on the Central Planers for their cowardice. Perhaps, but more so the weight of guilt they bear. To acknowledge the Blossoming Blade's myriad wartime feats would bring about a reckoning, whereby the Central Plains could no longer neglect Mount Hua's state of decline. Why? Because the proud major sect of the Central Plains would rather perish than suffer the dishonor of turning their backs on an ally to whom they owe a life debt. Nevertheless, it was mere fact that they lacked the necessary funds in the aftermath of the war, and thus they chose to raise the debt instead. By burying the very existence of their debt to Mount Hua under the blood-soaked soil, a silent contract was made to cast the memory of the deeds themselves into oblivion altogether. Had but a lone voice spoken up to question whether Mount Hua did not deserve better for all of its valor, then history may indeed have changed course. To our great detriment, however, there was no one left to speak on our behalf. What else were we to expect? The world is bound to its cruel ways, and the martial arts realm even more so. If anything, the kindness of those who kept their gratitude to the point of maintaining a shrine in our honor is a rare exception. The war robbed us all of much, sure enough. See, to think there might have been a version of events where the master of the Blossoming Blade never succumbed to his wounds and instead rewrote the history of the realm with Mount Hua at its center. Yeah, that's what's currently happening. Both the Palace of Southern Beasts and their great Mount Hua sect lost far too much through the war. Even a century in its wake, and we still suffer from the scars it left behind. So how can we help this thing? We need to get this is the drought fixed. But then again, there's no drought here, right? Raise your cups, friends. This is my way of honoring you long lost comrades in our shared plight as a realm's forgotten. Take it not as an offering from the Lord of the Palace of Southern Beasts, but as consolation from a friend who knows your sorrowful past. This world of ours is unfeeling and callous. No doubt you all have sorrows aplenty. Not really. No, I hardly think so. It would be nothing short of naive for us to expect every good deed returned. I doubt it was the expectation of repayment that drove our predecessors to battle either. The past belongs in the past, whether we buried it there ourselves or others did so for us. We could throw a tantrum and protest all we'd like, but where will that get us? What is done and cannot be undone. The only thing that matters is the present. It is up to no one else but us to lead Mount Hua back to unmatched greatness in our time. Then, our glorious past will once again have its day in the light. You said it yourself. History belongs to the victors, does it not? Ha ha ha! The more I hear of your cocky little quips, the more I find it endearing. Just like smacked him. Oh, yo, through the table. Oh. That reminds me. I neglected to ask. He's like, yeah, why are you here? What brought you all to these distant parts in the first place? I cannot imagine the journey from Shangxi as a light stroll to undertake on a whim. I was about to get to that before you rudely smashed me into the floor. Yo, was it the floor? Yo, dude went through the ground. Are you familiar with a plant named Dusk Tint Bloom that grows in these parts? Dusk Tint Bloom. What might that be? I do not much care for salad greens. It's not a salad. I might have overdone it with the last drink or three. Have you not retired for the night, brother? Is there something weighing on your mind? I miss my sword. Not as such, Jogol. Accept an apology I owe you for my foolishness. An apology? Why would you say such a thing, brother? Because he used up your money? I gave that to you. I took it from your drawers. you were screaming. Nah. Some might say all is well that ends well, but cannot be denied that I place our lives in jeopardy. You did. Hey, perish your thought, brother. Even if things had gone south, no doubt Chongmyung would have found a way out. Yeah. That is precisely the issue. It's like, yeah, you can't just expect Chongmyung to fix everything. Sorry. With Chongmyung by our side, all will be well. Most likely I, too, thought the same thing in the midst of our troubles. In the end, however, I failed to pull my own weight and instead became naught. A burden upon his shoulders. Sinner brother. No excuses. It was foolish of me. Never again will I allow myself to act so heedlessly. It happens. I can only apologize. It happens. Like, everyone sometimes just gives away all their money to the poor. Okay, that's not... that's not normal. Truly, brother, there is no need. But if I might ask one thing. What is it that made you so determined to help? In all our time together, I do not recall ever seeing you grimace with such resolve. I suppose not. Are you aware that I was orphaned as a child, Gil? Yes, you said so back in Sequan. How about the fact that I was a street urchin begging for scraps to eke out a living? Yeah, makes more sense. Brother, so you saw yourself. You're basically giving back. The oldest memory I possess from my childhood is that of my mother and I fending for ourselves. Did someone give you food, or is it like no one gave you food so you wanted to give them food? With no relatives nor acquaintances to depend upon. She died. Then once my mother departed for the afterlife, I had no choice but to head out to the streets as a child beggar. I remember it as clearly as yesterday, feeling the life evaporate from my tiny body as passers-by hurried past me along the snow-covered streets, and then someone stopped. It was Chung. The amusing thing is, it was the hunger that struck me harder than the cold ever could. After nigh 10 straight days of starvation, I was a hair's breadth away from murdering for a mere morsel. Were I grown enough to wield a sword then, I would have surely become a bandit. The heavens smiled upon me that day, because if one of our sect elders had not been passing through the village that day, I would have joined my mother before my time, lifeless and alone on the cold winter street. But here's the difference, though. He didn't just give you food, did he? Like, he got you to join Manhwa, which will help you in the long run. What you did is throw salt in a wound. No. Winter Street. I owe Manhwa my life, Gil. Even at a time of dire impoverishment, the sect showed compassion enough to take in a dying beggar. Yeah, but they took you in and helped you. What you did wasn't that. In any case, the sight of the famished poor conjure memories of my own past. Not least because I understand the pain and ardor of their plight firsthand, but I simply could not stop myself. The agony of starvation is as though one's innards are being scraped out with a hot iron. God damn, and it shocked me to feel it all so vividly once more. So you knew it was a horrible idea that wouldn't get them anywhere or you anywhere, but you just couldn't stop yourself. Okay, I get you. I understand, brother. Do you, Gil? I do. What if the southern beast has slaughtered you? Would you have had sympathy for my selfish motives nonetheless? No. Would you have gone to the afterlife and said proudly that you stand by my decision? No. No. Once again, I have proven myself to be short-sighted to a fault. But it's virtue in aiding strangers in need, to be sure. But also in tending to the safety of my sect siblings. I even abandoned my sect blade. Once we are back at Manhwa, I mean to confess my interactions before the sect leader. We shall see whether he sees me fit to be issued another blade. But even if he does not, what right would I have to object? We've already established that the sect leader would hardly chastise you for selling the sword, brother. Not that I can speak for anybody else. What do you mean? Well, the Plum Blossom Blade is a representation of Manhwa, but not some sacred relic of the sect. In fact, if that rascal Changmyung had heard us revering the blade as though it's some special relic, I shudder to think what he might have said. What? A sacred relic? Oh, so now we're calling all sorts of odds and ends sacred for bearing the Plum Blossom crest alone. Is that it? How about this robe then? Or my crusty old drawers? A box of shorts? Or something to that effect. What really matters to us is not some material relic or honor, is it? You know yourself, brother. It's the love we bear for the sect and our fellow disciples. Did Changmyung not say something similar? He did. He did. It should not be our goal to refrain from making mistakes at all costs. The important thing is to learn from our mistakes. What have you learned from our latest ordeal, brother? Not to even try outdrinking the southern beast for one. Well, as long as we live and learn, what more could we ask for? Can you hear me, son? Open your eyes if you can. Come, you mustn't fall asleep. Elder Hyun-san, forgive me. You ought to sleep, brother. There's much to be done. We have enough on our plates with finding the dusk-tinted bloom and making it back to Manhwa. Yes, you're quite right, Gil. It's like the only one who didn't drink until he passed out, or... Brother, What you did today may have been an infraction under the sect tenets. But even so, it's precisely your selflessness that I've always admired. Good night, brother. Dang. Water. I need water. Moisturize. Moisturize me. Dude. Moisturize me. Jungmyeon, there's something wrong with you. Like seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. You stayed drinking with the Beezor until now? Color me impressed and appalled. Is this why we allowed ourselves to be captured so we could drink the southern beast dry? Yeah, pretty much. Disgusting. Disgusting. So, who won this contest of drunkers in the end? Is that even a question? I did. Avi. Are you ready for the day? Honored guest. The palace lord requests your attendance. He has been waiting for you to rouse since the break of dawn, actually. What? Since the break of dawn? How did he recover so swiftly? We went gourd for gourd of their most potent stuff. You win some, you lose some, eh, Changmyung? What do you mean? I never lose. I never. What? Lose? I never. Yo, are they dragging Jung? I mean, he's not fine though. Like, how did he rise so early? Hey, he's not rising. He's still sleeping. Actually, perhaps they both lost. Are you well, friend? As you can see, I feel as fresh as a daisy. Why, my lord? Struggling, are we? We still have a day of drinking ahead of... My lord, would it have killed you to calm the intoxication with your inner chi? Did you hear that? You did this yourself, you lout. But then where is the fun in that? Here! Stick to fruit juice, you children. Great minds think alike, my lord. Indeed, my honored friend. Drunk minds more like it. Now, what business do you have with us so early in the morning? Peak. Seriously, source anime. What? Seriously, source anime. Huh? None other than the dusk-tinted bloom of which you spoke last night, of course. My bees, who overheard the conversation, departed post-haste to make inquiries with merchants in our territory. Anime? Are we actually getting an anime? Dang, they wasted no time. Indeed, we move with the swiftness and the sharpness of the hawk we're in Yunnan. Here in Yunnan. They ought to be back any moment now. Open the gates! A guest of the Beast Lord has arrived. A guest? Oh, we better hide. My humble greetings to the majestic Beast Lord of Yunnan. With my utmost... Enough, spare me the empty platitudes. What do you know of this so-called dusk-tint bloom? Well, my lord, for one, though it is known as a dusk-tint bloom in the central plains, we know of the plant by the name of Spirit Descent Herb. What? The Spirit Descent Herb, you say? I'm afraid so, my lord. Is that bad? Is that rare? Is that something they would never give us? Afraid? Why would he be afraid? Honored friends, you came here in search of the Spirit Descent Herb, then. Well, the fancy name aside, I suppose so. Is it so difficult to come by? By the beast gods. No, it is simple enough for a quest, except it could not be any trickier in practice. But why? If it was a commodity once traded all the way to the Central Plains, then surely it existed in abundance at one point. To be clear, this dusk-tint bloom in desire, or the Spirit Descent Herb as we know it, does grow in Yunnan. That being said, isn't it like far into the mountains? No better to see in person than waste 1,000 words. Come, honored friends, I shall guide you to it myself. Wait, is it like, are there no left? Are they ruined? To the Spirit Lake we go. Oh, I get it. The Spirit Lake is dead, right? Or injured. The Spirit Lake, our most sacred body of water. Has any outsider ever had the honor? My lord, have our honored guests caused some grave offense of sorts? Nonsense. What offense could they possibly have caused? No, we simply have business at the lake, that is all. But my lord, to take a band of outsiders to the Spirit Lake would be most... You dare question my judgment? Why do they act like it's Changmyung talking to them? Like, safe travels to the hallowed Spirit Lake, my lord. All hail the Lord of the Southern Beast. They're seriously acting. It's Changmyung. All hail the Beast Lord. All hail the Beast Lord. A scurry of skittish squirrels, a lot of them. Who could have imagined the Palace of Southern Beast is so obedient to his leader? You mean like you are to Changmyung? Judging by the grand display of loyalty back there, I'd say their adherence to hierarchy far exceeds that of the Central Plains. No, they're just afraid. I doubt it, senior brother. They're just terrified. Not once have I heard that the Southern Bees have it in their culture to be so differential to their palace lord. Quite the opposite, actually. They squabble and pounce at each other in constant leadership struggles. Then why the outward declaration of fealty? You know, did anyone notice Changmyung's eye color change this season? Shit, I didn't notice that. Although, isn't that like when he's powering up, they're like pink, maybe? Oh. And why the outward declaration of fealty? Use your eyes, senior brother. Use your goddamn eyes. Just like you treat me. What beast with eyes would dare challenge an apex predator with biceps like those? Point well made. Oh. Tag along for the ride, did you kitty? Did you kitty? Come here, kitty, 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 kitty. Ha! Yo, listen. Good kitty. Good kitty. Yo, he's terrified. He was like, I'm a good kitty. I'm a good... Yo, he's sweating. See, they don't call me the cat whisperer for nothing. It's not a cat. It's a ferret, Alex. Once again, I am astonished by the poor creature's survival instincts. Huh. Now there's a rare sight. Little bike never takes well to strangers, let alone those from outside you. Did you say little bike? Oh, Chungman's gonna eat that up. Little bike, my lord. Yes, that is the name of my stoat. Its full name is Bak Yeon, meaning white lightning. Bak Cheon, you say? No, Bak Yeon. Bak Yeon. Oh, it sure sounds like Bak Cheon. Would you stop, you nitwit? Like I said, most strangers find little bike there to be somewhat prickly and downright cantankerous. In some cases, cantankerous. Well, that certainly sounds familiar too. I warn you, the little furball will pick a fight with anyone. Sometimes I myself wonder where such a tiny, harmless little creature gets its bravado from. Honestly, my lord, I asked myself the same thing. Do you have a stout as well? No, more like a weasel, really. Yes, well, this one must be a divine creature of sorts, because not even a gargantuan tiger can move an inch before its ferocious gaze. A tiger, scared of that tiny thing. Size is not everything, as they say. Hear that, Bike? There is hope for you yet. I swear upon the plum blossom. Easy, senior brother, easy. Now, where were we headed again, my lord? The Spirit Lake. This is hardly a stroll you're taking us on, but a full-blown hike through the jungle. Is there a reason for such secrecy? Yes, the Spirit Lake is our most sacred place. Sacred? Just so, not only is it a sacred site, it is forbidden to most. The people of these lands consider it to be the watering place of gods, meaning that one cannot approach it without good reason. Not even we of the southern beasts are permitted to set foot upon its shore. That applies for myself as well. If Chungman is just going to bait in it immediately, so like, whoa! Funnily enough, you as outsiders to Yunnan are free from such restrictions, which is why I have chosen to guide you there. After all, you are not bound by the beliefs of our territory. How so? Some cultures might consider it even more sacrosanct to ban outsiders from their most revered places. Why would we, when even the wild animals roam freely there as they please? Animals, perhaps, but surely human intruders. Animal or human, we are no different. Humanity is but a species within nature that possess slightly more cunning than most. Yeah, kinda right. You Central Planers seem to believe that we rear and live among animals out of some notion of endearment or benevolence. Strictly speaking, that is not our way of thinking. It is the philosophy of the southern bees that we are no more or less worthy than wild creatures. Not that we must tend to them as our lessers. Such is our way of finding our place in the harmony of nature. As such, we have no right to bar animals nor humans from this most sacred of lakes. We only forbid ourselves entry there out of respect for the hallowed site. It is not our custom to impose our way of worship upon outsiders either. We do not expect you to revere the lake as we do. Yo, they are so easy to talk. God dang. Like they're like Buddhists, but are you not concerned that we might spoil the lake somehow? Spoiled or polluted, the Spirit Lake will be sacred to us nonetheless. The damage may be done, but it will not lose its meaning to us. To remain fixated on one momentary form amid the eternal and ever-changing course of nature is folly. That belongs to those who do not understand the true meaning of what makes this place sacred. Okay, so what you're telling me is that your sacred lake could be a cesspool right now. We're going to... It's like, yo, I expected a lagoon, an oasis. What I'm getting is green water. What are you talking about? This is our sacred lake right there. So much nature, so much algae, more like it. Do not understand the true meaning of what makes a place sacred. As far as I'm concerned, a sacred site is wherever I deem holy from my heart. I see. How profound. Hold on. If what you say is true, then surely it follows that all the land under the heavens is sacred. Why even bother calling one place sacred? Because it's special, right? Interesting. I must confess, I had not given it that much thought before. Honored friend. So everything is sacred. We cannot go anywhere now. The deeper we enter into the forest, the darker it is under the thickening canopy that seems determined to swallow the last ray of sun. Not to mention the humongous beasts that stalk these woods. Yes, but I'd say we are as safe as we can be, senior brother. There you are, you little cub. My, you've grown. Little cub. I suppose we are all putty in those giant biceps, tiger and humans alike. Here we are. The Spirit Lake lies beyond. A long hike, but we made it in the end. Well, you just gonna wait here? I can't go any further. The dusk-tint bloom you seek, or what we call the Spirit Descent herb in Yunnan, was never a rare plant to find back in the day. There were once entire fields full of the stuff, in fact. But I fear exceedingly little remains of their habitat these days. Why is that? When the demonic cultists invaded a century ago, they set our land and woods ablaze with a mind to smoke us out. My only wish is that I had been there to stop our precious flora and fauna from burning to a crisp. In any case, there is only one place in all of Yunnan where the Spirit Descent herb can be found this day. Huh? Welcome, honored friends, to the Spirit Lake. The hell? Da, 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 da. By the blossoms. By the blossoms! Ow. The Spirit Lake indeed. I can see why the gods of yore chose to settle in these lands. Honored friends, this is as far as I will set foot. It is? I see. By all means, we can continue by ourselves. Not yet. I'm afraid there is one minor matter still to be addressed. Which is, my lord? Rather than waste my breath, it would be best for you to see for yourselves. Wait a second. Oh, let me guess. In the water there are like some kind of beast that even you have problems with? Or not, maybe, yeah, water. Meat. What kind of monsters are in that water? Is it an offering of some? Yeah, there we go. Holy shit. Is that a dinosaur? Nessie, is that you? A huge ass snake? Yo, is that a basilisk? Oh. So that's why you don't go to the lake, huh? I think Chungmyung needs to go there alone, to be honest. Gotta go. I enjoyed this a lot. I couldn't wait for the next season, so I went to read the novel. I'm currently waiting for chapter 1939. Yo, wait. Like, which chapter is that for? Yeah, there's no way that's not 9. Yo, we on 161. God. Although that's different though, because that was a novel, right? But hope to see another live then, Mawa. Hope to see you comment on the shorts as well and everything here. A snake. A snake? Yeah, it's not a normal snake. You guys are in 200 and something in the novel. 200. Holy, we are so far behind. A snake. Snake! What on earth was that creature, my lord? Yo, I love how Joe was just like, holy shit. I never knew such a gargantuan serpent could exist. Yo, oh my god. Even the blossoming blade is just like, yeah, we tried, you guys, we tried. Guess we gotta leave. What do you mean? What's the plan? Plan. Alright, plan. There you have it. The minor matter that stands in the way of the spirit to Sunturb. Can't we just like take a lot of meat with us? Like throw the meat there, run, get the flour while it eats meat. Come on. You call that a minor matter in your neck of the woods? That was nothing short of a dragon. A dragon. Such mythical beasts belong solely in legends. What you witnessed just then is a breed of serpent we call an ink-scaled blood python. Dragon or python, what difference does it make? That thing cannot be real. And yet it is. Surely you have faith in your own eyes. I retract whatever naive nonsense I harbored about these woods. I wondered why the people of Yunnan would forsake such rich soil to make their home in the barren plains instead. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. But now I see there was wisdom in their in their madness. The ink scale, the blood python. One might call it the divine guardian of this sacred lake. Its black scales are impervious to all weapons, not to mention the chi strikes of renowned masters, while his immense tail is powerful enough to alter the fate of the earth in one fell swoop. It is a creature that defies belief, to be sure. Is the serpent beyond even your considerable means to hunt down, my lord? Of course it is. He's like, are you insane? Hunt it. That I cannot say. Perhaps there is a contest to be had there, but as I said, I am forbidden from entering the lake. Huh. Nice. And since the python rarely leaves the water, our paths have never crossed in enmity. The southern beast refrain from violating its territory, while the python has no cause to venture outward. We simply coexist as neighbors, with little reason to ever face one another. As such, we've never had the need to hunt it down or drive it out of its habitat. I suppose not. That being said, the python pounces indiscriminately upon anyone who dares to wade into the lake. Therein lies your predicament, honored friends. Yet we have no choice but to enter the lake in search of the dusk-tint bloom. Wait a second. Wait. Is the dusk-tint bloom in the water? Not a... Didn't look that way to me. Looked like it was in some kind of... Where? Which means we will be forced to contend with that blood python or whatever. Indeed, a trifling obstacle for a band of Mount Hua heroes. Trifling! Oh yes, it must be hysterical to face off against a giant serpent. Why don't we march right into its maw for the sake of harmony with nature? Wouldn't that be nice? I, for one, would find it most unpleasant. Well, like it or not, that is exactly what this muscle-bound beast is suggesting, senior brother. The instant we dip as much as a toe into that water, we are snakebait. Snakebait? Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Yeah, it sounds like a terrific idea. Whether you are a Taoist sage or the Buddha himself, that thing will swallow you whole. The 5 heroes of Demon Folk could come back to life, and they'd run straight back to their graves. May not be as intricate as the chi blast of the Wudong Elder, or the chi-infused flying dagger techniques of the Tang Patriarch. But a mere bite of its jaw was enough to part this vast lake through sheer brute force. Excuse me. Had it snapped at us with true predatory intent, I shudder to think what, if anything, might be left of us by now. I should have known our warm welcome at the palace of Southern Beasts was an exception. Of course, the universe had other plans. How would one even begin to slay a giant serpent? The same way we slew everything else in our path. That is how. We beat it to pulp until there is nothing left but scales and fangs. You beat it to a pulp? Chongmi, where are you going? For the last time, brother, if it has a head, it can be busted. In fact, there are a few problems in this world that cannot be solved this way. You cannot keep getting away with this. There is only one way, and that is to bust his head open. Not that I have any objections since I led you here in the first place. But are you certain you're up to the task? Oh, you will see. It will take more than a slithering reptile to put me down. Very well. Your confidence puts my mind at ease. We shall hold a grand funeral in your honor, friend. Again, enough is enough. I've had it with this cattle-munching snake in this so-called sacred lake. Did he get that from like Snake on a Plane? The people of Kunming could do with a good feed. We ought to drag the python scaly behind back there and let the entire city feast for days on end. How charitable of you, Jongmyeon. Do serpents even have a behind to speak of? Let us do this for Mount. Wait! Hooah! Is it now? My lord, is there any chance you could point us to the dusk tint bloom? Indeed I could. Let's go for glory! Like, yay! Wait, Jongmyeon, we don't know where the flower is. Indeed I could. Do you see the white flowers atop the cliff at the edge of the lake? Wait, so we should go around then, and then run. Behold the spirit descent herb. Heed me carefully, Jongmyeon. Slaying the python is the least of our worries. We need the flower. Right, I forgot about the flower. It'll all be in vain if the flowers are lost in the throes of the battle. Yeah, we need to just get the flowers and get out of here. We don't even need to kill the snake. I know that. What are you doing? Courtesy of the Sequantang clan. A blade of the finest heft and balance. Okay, I have an idea. Why don't Jongmyeon act like bait while you guys get the flowers? Just move around, get him to get its attention, and then move in, move out. We all run. Okay? Right? Ideal for slaying all manner of serpents and beasts. Giant serpent, here I come. Perfect landing. But where is the serpent? Though I hate to agree with Tina brother. My task first and foremost is to secure the dusk tint bloom, not to skin some pesky giant serpent. I'll have to pick a nice bouquet for our elders before I make a delicious stew out of that thing. Nice and gentle, so the serpent will not sense my approach. Nice and gentle, dude like jumped. Nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Let me guess, Snake is behind him, they're like, shh. Quiet. I'm trying to I should gather the soil to keep it alive, yes. Okay, Jongmyeon, all you gotta do is act dead. No, I'm joking. All you gotta do is show him who's boss. You're not the boss of me. You might be bigger than me, but that doesn't mean you're the boss of me. Well, hello there. Who's a good snake? Who's a good snake? Who's a good dragon? Mind waiting until I'm done picking flowers before we begin? Shh. Well, that's just rude. Can't you just run off with the flowers? How many do you need? So the flowers are gone. What did I expect from a cold-blooded reptile? No arms to parry with, that's what? Fancy name or not? You still bleed the same as any other beast. And at your size, I could swing with my eyes closed and still land every hit. Yeah, but I feel like the sword ain't gonna go through that easily. Take this, you unwieldy tube of meat. Sword essence. The sword just broke, didn't it? It looks smaller. Yeah. Huh? This heirloom sword is a treasure passed down within the Sequantang clan. I hereby gift it to you as a symbol of our friendship. Use it well, young master. Well, some treasure, it's not like a toothpick. I mean, yeah, against a mythical creature, you'd be better off selling literal snake oil and swords long time. I don't think the sword is the problem, Jungkook. Huh, look at you cracking your neck. That is at least one thing we can have in common. Does your temper match mine too? Not that you seem open to reasoning in any meaningful way. Just like you. But what do you say we hold off on our duel until I find myself a fresh sword? That's a no, huh? Or better yet, we could give the Southern Beast's harmony with nature thing a try. Friends? Friendo? Friend? Hey, Snaky, 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 Snaky. Hey, Snaky, 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 Snaky. What? No! Shit. Hey, soft, you worm! God damn it. Oh, no. Hiya! Yeah, need to break again. Why won't you die? Give me a break already. It's like, why won't you die? Why won't you even get a goddamn injury? How does this make any sort of sense? Blessed dragon this, blossoming blade that, but I can scarcely put a dent in some reptile. I may as well be hunting an honest to blossoms dragon with nothing but a dark toothpick. Huh? Why, you little... Oh shit. Ah! Chongmyong! Ooh. Ooh. I feel like you need to kill it from the inside, Chongmyong. Like, or you gotta see a weakness, like stab it in the eye. Why did you have to like hit it in the head, on the scales? Go for the eyes, or more like openings, like close to the spikes or something. Oh shit! Did he land in the water? No. Oh, at least it didn't land in the water. If only they had this thing guarding in the garden of peaches when Wukong came around. Hey, Chongmyong, hold on. Yeah, why didn't you fight the goddamn demon lord? Why didn't you fight Chonma? Heavens forbid. After all this time, yo, he's pissed. It was the snake that took his life? No. My disbelief knows no bounds. Disbelief or relief, sinner brother. He certainly seems dead to me. He certainly seems dead to me. We ought to check his pulse at least. Ah! Do you have a goddamn death wish, you stupid slithering serpent? I swear on the plum blossoms, I'll make snake wine out of that tube with fangs if it's the last thing I do. But how? Your blade left not even a scratch on his scales. Not even your sword hasn't, in fact. Not even a scratch, you say? Oh, we will see about that. Just you wait. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a nostril, there's blood, more like. The ink scale blood python is perhaps the most dangerous of all the myriad mystical beasts that inhabit Yunnan, honored friends. Had it not been such a docile creature that rarely bares its fangs except to intruders in its territory, we would have had a true calamity on our hands. Docile? You call that docile? Well, are you still alive or not? Just about, and no thanks to you. As you have seen for yourselves, the python is extremely territorial. It does not tolerate even a single pebble or a tuft of grass around the lake being disturbed. Suffice to say, it would be nigh impossible to deceive the serpent's sharp senses and pluck the spirit descent herb, much less make it out of there alive. Chongmyong's like, I already have the spirit herb. This is about that goddamn snake. Oh, how kind of you to give us a heads up. In that case, my lord, are we to understand we have no choice but to vanquish that beast to acquire the dusk tint bloom? Sadly, yes. It saddens me to say so to the Blossoming Blade's descendants from the far central plains, but the Palace of Southern Beasts cannot lend its aid in this. Either find a solution of your own devices, or not at all. Jungmyeon, I cannot help but think this may be the end of our mission. The end? What end? I see no dusk tint bloom in our hands. True enough, but what are we to do against a mystical creature whose hide is impervious to blades? Even if you only survived the initial encounter earlier by sheer good fortune, otherwise it would be halfway to being churned out as snake dung by now. As much as it irks me, he speaks true. I was far closer to squandering yet another life than I'd care to admit. How can such a creature even exist? In my current state, I could slice through even the most refined Millennium steel, but the full extent of my inner chi failed to shave a single scale of the serpent's immense body. And of what use is a swordsman whose sword techniques yield no effect at all? So it all comes down to a matter of inner chi. Indeed, and your chi reserve is currently nowhere near where it needs to be. I suggest we make our way back to the Central Plains and conceive another way of acquiring the... Very well. A tactical retreat it is. Yeah, he's gonna train his chi. Did he heed my counsel for once? What he's gotten into? I was like, wait, did he listen to me? Am I dreaming? I say we regroup back at the Palace of Beasts. Ah, so he only half listened, better than none. Better than none, I suppose. Inner chi problems require inner chi solutions. No need for swords or fancy techniques. It's man versus snake from here on out. You hear that, serpent? You have not seen the last of me yet. What else? But what else can we possibly do? I gotta get stronger. Jungmyeon, wait! I wish you luck, honored friends. Is he gonna train his chi? That's what it sounded like. I said not one of you may enter. What is he, a sulking child? I wonder what he has in mind, Senior Brother. As do I. He certainly sounded as though he had a plan of sorts. Plan. Primordial Panacea pellets. Divine Venom pellets. And last but not least, was going to come down to this eventually. I had a hunch this day would come sooner rather than later. Compared to my past life, I have been progressing at a truly breakneck pace. To the point that I should reach the same level of attainment within 3 decades through my customary training alone. However, that may simply not be swift enough. There's no guarantee that I will have 3 decades of peace to count on. I must lead by example to ensure that I am capable of rising to meet whatever peril comes our way. It is through my own advancement that I contribute to the might of Manhwa. For the moment, I've almost fully adapted my martial prowess to this new body. With a deeper reserve of chi, I should be able to summon all the techniques of my past life with ease. There it is again. It all comes down to inner chi. Your devious fragrance does not fool me. Tears of the true beauty. My brother Taoist, what do you suppose is the finest medicinal wonder in the Central Plains? The finest medicine, you say? Shaolin's Great Restoration Pellet, or Wudong's Grand Assur Pellet, perhaps? No, I know. The Immortal Physician's Primordial Panacea Pellet. Wrong on all accounts. Those are hardly worthy of being counted as medicinal wonders in the first place. You see, the true panacea belongs to none other than the Tang Clan. You mean the divine panacea pellet? That will be the day. The other sects and clans scoff at it for being no better than snake oil. Well, not our finest work, I grant you. But I tell no lie. when I say we possess something much better, unbeknown to most. The true hidden panacea of the Sequan Tongklon is known as the Tears of the True Beauty. Tears of who? I can't say it sounds familiar. Of course not, because in truth it is a poison, one that is exceedingly complex to craft, even for the masters of our lineage. Poisonous panacea, you say? Yeah, right. Perhaps it might help heal all those knocks you've taken to the head of late. Most of those knocks came from you, brother, but no busting of the noggin has anything to do with this. Now, Tears of the True Beauty binds together the countless poisons found under the heavens. A mixture of different poisons then. Does that make it more potent than all of the rest? Not quite, brother. Its ill effect is not as deadly as you might expect. It began as an experiment to craft a poison of extraordinary strength through the amalgamation of every toxin imaginable. The resulting concoction ended up having a more medicinal effect than anything. One might even call it a failed experiment, the way its various elements simply cancelled each other out and yielded no heightened potency. Then why call it a medicinal wonder in any regard? Because it makes you stronger. Well, let me ask you this, Brother Taoist. What is the essence of energy? The force of life itself. Well said. It refers to one's life force. Even the flora and fauna of nature, each embodied this vital force to the extent of the vessel within them. We martial artists, however, amass an endless reserve of this energy within ourselves, correct? I suppose. What if I were to posit to you that certain animals are able to accumulate energy within themselves as well? These are what we call mystical beasts. Mystical beasts from a chi core that stores inner chi, allowing them to surpass the bodily limits of their species, just as we martial artists do. Enough of the lecture on nature's wonders, cut to the chase, will ya? The point is that not all beasts that accumulate chi are mystical in nature. Venomous beasts are just as capable of embodying chi. Oh. We call animals without venom that amass chi mystical beasts, whereas those with venom are somewhat unimaginatively known as venomous beasts. And while the former tend to store their chi in their chi core, the latter do so in their venom. Just so, Brother Taoist. Otherwise it would make no sense for a venomous beast to harbor venom of such extraordinary strength, simply by virtue of their size. In other words, the venom of a venomous beast is akin to martial artist Dantian, in which a lifetime of chi is stored. This smacks of deviant sect talk to me. You may say so, but back at the Tongklon, a few of our clan members have already sought to ingest the myriad poisons and tears of the True Beauty with the aim to absorb its venomous chi for themselves. Would you care to guess at the outcome? Nothing good, I presume. Not but excruciating deaths. What else would come of quaffing poison like cheap liquor? But that is not all, I assure you. Heed me till the end. This is no jest. I see that chi in your fist, brother. Though their experiments ended in mortal failure, it was not entirely without fruit. You see, when several masters of our clan rushed to restrain a clan member who was convulsing from the poison's effects, they were easily swatted aside like flies upon a bee-side. In fact, the subsequent burst of chi was such that it almost leveled the Tongklon manor for good. So you should not be taking this tears inside the place. Like, dude, do it in the forest, or do it more like it, do it in the desert. 2 centuries have passed since, but we still speak of that day. Needless to say, the version of the poison he had consumed was its condensed essence, as opposed to the formula intended for dispersing across a wide area. You can imagine the effects of willingly consuming such a deadly poison, in full without any of the usual defenses that one's inner chi might ordinarily provide. Is that the mono version of it? See, bro. In the end, all that remained of the misguided clan member was a bloodstain, emanating a sinister smoke. A heavy price to pay for inadvertently discovering the poison's chi-enhancing effects, which, I might add, comfortably exceed any of the other types of panacea that exist in the realm. Tears of the True Beauty may have been a failure as a poison, but it also bears the potential to yield the greatest medicinal wonder of the realm. Or at least if it can be refined enough. You gonna take the chance, Chungmyeong? Oh, that looks sketchy. Even for you. Even for you, Chungmyeong, that seems sketchy as heck. That seems so sketchy. Shouldn't be. Should be fine. What's the worst thing that could happen? I can join you, brother. You're not coming up here. You're going down there. What? No, I'm not. Bo had a way of spinning a yarn or three, but he was never one to tell an outright lie. And there is certainly solid logic to his claim, or at least theoretically speaking. So you have no idea. The dilemma is the small matter of absorbing and refining chi from a deadly toxin. Also, it's the small matter of becoming a blood pool. For most capable masters, the conventional method of combating the infiltration of poison is to repel it from the body through chi circulation. But that's not what you need to do, huh? Even if the poison is purified in the process, it would take a maniac to attempt to absorb its potency as inner chi rather than release it outwardly. After all, why knowingly undertake the risk of incorporating poison into one's chi reserve, purified or not? I'm telling you, brother, if anyone is capable of doing so, it's you and your vast ocean of chi. And name one thing you Taoists do better than sit in dusty training halls, cleansing entire lifetimes worth of chi. Play your cards right, and the heavenly demon will soon be known as the heavenly dead man. In other words, this is a feat reserved for a Taoist aligned chi. Once again, the universe provides. Not only do I possess the most refined primordial panacea pellets under the heavens, but I also have the divine venom panacea to bolster my resistance to all manner of poisons. Add to that my immense reserve of inner chi. Besides the showdown at the Tongklon, proved that my resistance to poison has surpassed that of my past incarnation. This is a gamble that neither my old self nor any other soul in the realm could hope to tempt. A transcendental endeavor attainable only to myself in this very moment. Though the heavenly demon is already long dead, this is something that I have aspired to since my days as the master of the blossoming blade. Pity that some mindless reptile had to be the one to force my hand. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong with this? Oh no. Ugh. He's already struggling and he hasn't taken the worst part yet. Will this not suffice? I could certainly quit while I'm ahead and rush to test my hand against the snake once more. Enough, Chungmyeong. Since when have you been such a coward? Absorbing the poison's energy is not my priority at present. These forces churning through my veins will form the medium through which I will assimilate the tears of the true beauty, as well as the inner fortress that will allow my constitution to withstand its lethal effects. Damn. If this is a dud, you are dead to me for certain, Botong. If this is a dud, yo, if this is a dud, you go down there. Even in the afterlife, you shall not be saved from a head busting of multiple lifetimes. God damn. He did it! He's doing it! Are you supposed to take all of it at once? Probably not. It's called the Tears of Beauty because you're supposed to take one drop at a time, Chung. Are you melting? Holy shit. Did I overdo it? Perhaps I ought to have stopped at drinking half. Why is there no physical reaction? For one, I can still feel my... Where the fuck am I? Like, That's not good. Is he burning? An orb of chi. and is burning around. Such is the power of the tears of the tributary. Its sheer volume is indeed astounding, but the bulk of it compromises impure forces, whose poisonous nature has yet to be refined. Yet with such an immense concentration of chi to draw from, I will need to absorb but a fraction of it. By the way, it's the moment of truth. Yo, absorb everything. Here goes nothing! Holy shit, that's not good. Those bubbles? Spreading at breakneck speed. Oh, that's not good. Ah! Come on, dude. Oh, what in the world? I'm blowing up like a bullfrog. At this rate, I'll burst to death long before I absorb even a drop of energy. All of my down deep within my body remains unsullied by poison. Once it falls, I'm done for. Race the defenses. Ah! Come, Changmyang, keep it together. Yeah, I could say it's like no one else in Changmyang can possibly do this. Like, even he is barely able to do anything here. Make no mistake. Do not let a single strand of chi out. Purify and absorb. Sup, Nirapuarat? How's it go? Just chilling with some Blossoming Blade. Finally back with that. Hope to see you in other streams in the future as well. Also, have you checked out the shorts? Let us see whether this poison of yours is worth the stomach ache. Do any of you sense any change from inside the chamber? Not me, Sinner Brother. It's a little too quiet for my liking. Would you say we're going to sneak a peek? No. Changmyang threatened us against entering, but said nothing about looking in, as I recall. He's gonna like fly out. So much power in there. Make haste, Gil. He may be in dire need. Is that why you chose to retreat halfway down the hallway, Senior Brother? What do you see, Gil? If he is gorging himself on the local cuisine again, I swear, run for your lives! Huh? Run for your life! Yo. Ah! This is why I said, like, hey dude, should he really be doing this inside their place? How much did he destroy? How much money do we owe them? God damn. Is this Changmyang's doing? Yo, has he like awakened? God damn. I mean, he looks better than the bullfrog this time. A tornado of chi. Yeah, let's get out of here. How much chi did you absorb, Jungmyeon? At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of Yunnan, localized entirely within the palace? It's pulling us in. We'll be mincemeat in that storm of chi. By the plum blossom, somebody stop that maniac. For once in your miserable life, can you not train normally like the rest of us, you freak of nature? Yo, you could have warned them, Changmyang. Like, god damn. Yo, dude is ascending to heaven right now. Chaos Emerald, god damn. The actual hell happened though? Like, what? 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 the destruction. Like, god damn, dude. Oh my god, I'm alive. Huh. Huh. I feel bad for the southern beasts though. Like, dude, their palace is destroyed. At least some of it. Is Chungmung naked right now? Like, come, brothers and sisters. The hunt is afoot. Yeah. Dude, how much did you absorb? Like, get him close. More like a foot up your behind is exactly what you deserve. You utter liability. How is it that not a single day goes by on this mission without you causing total mayhem everywhere we tread? Rich coming from you. What in the plum blossoms of destruction and despair did you do this time? Who could have done such a thing? He's like, yeah, who could have done such a thing? Who attacked us? You know perfectly well who it was. Easy, senior brother. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. I'll go that way, you go that way, okay? We'll find him together. At least have the decency to come up with an excuse. And speaking of common decency, find something to cover yourself with at once. You'll rot your sect sister's eyes out. My drawers remain intact. What's the problem? Wait. Put this on. It's unsightly. What happened here? It's those central platers. After all the fanfare and stately welcome we threw your way for being descendants of the Blossoming Blade, this is how you repay us. You must have a death wish to a lot of you. Come, let us compose ourselves. I believe an apology is in order. Not so fast, senior brother. Wait, you're not gonna apologize? Allow me to take care of... Whoops. Oh shit, I forgot that I got stronger. Are you okay, bud? Shit, did I kill him? Sorry? Huh? It's like, I got this. It's like Superman just like going to just push you to the... Holy shit! Damn, I killed someone. Chagna! You unruly brute! Oops. It's a bit hard to control my newfound strength. Sorry. That's it! I swear, you're going to learn today. I admire your passion for learning, senior brother. I really do. But as I was saying, you ought to let me handle this. There had better be a very good reason for all this ruckus. Hey, Lord. All hail the Lord of Beasts. My lord, we witnessed a whirlwind of chi bursting out from the guest quarters with our own two eyes. It was a pitch black tornado that blew the entire pavilion and everything else in its way to smithereens. Silence! Can you explain yourself, friend? Honored friend, was there some grand breakthrough? Yeah, he doesn't care, he's just like, yo, did you ascend? It is hardly anything to write home about. A teensy little boost in inner chi, if you can call it that. A teensy. Ha! Very well, a teensy little breakthrough it is. I like to cut off your jib, honored friend. We will make a beast of you yet. Now then, let us celebrate this teensy breakthrough of yours with a drink. Teensy breakthrough. My lord, these are criminals who ought to be held to account for destroying an entire wing of our palace. They ought to be punished, not toasted. What? An esteemed guest of ours has attained greater mastery under our very roof, and your first instinct is to punish him. You dare insult our honored friends for reducing a puny building or two to rubble? Since when has the Palace of Southern Peace been a hiding hole of petty weasels. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Come now. They hardly deserve all that. They simply care greatly for your hallowed palace, that is all. Besides, the blame is entirely ours. Nonsense! A demolished building or two is the hallmark of successful training for any self-respecting martial artist. Why, in my youth, I left nothing but craters and rubble in several training arenas. No, this is an occasion to celebrate. A feast it is. Not so fast, we have something else to take care of first. I need to take that snake. Oh. Yes, we have a snake to hunt. If you'll recall, we shall have plenty of snake wine to toast with by the time we are done. A boost in inner chi, you say? A teensy one, like I said. It hardly paid the exponential dividends I was hoping for, but at least it was a worthy investment. And I lived to fight another day. Exponential dividends. Worthy investment. You sound more and more like Elder Hyun-young each day. So it wasn't that much you got. But I suppose it was profitable enough if you managed it without perishing in the process. In truth, I had no idea one could face death while amassing inner chi. Sometimes, yes. Let us just say it was something of a gamble. Not exactly the most rational endeavor then. True enough, both the lethal effect and inner chi contained in the tears of the true beauty far exceeded my expectations. Had I made but one slight misstep or failed to fully purify the poisonous chi, would have been my own body that exploded, not the guest quarters. So does that mean if you've gotten more of it, you could have done better next time? Since you've already absorbed poison, I mean. As I suspected, it was only a small fraction of the chi that I was able to extract for myself. But given the sheer volume of chi available, even that small fraction nearly rivaled the entire chi reserve I had amassed until then. Wait, so you doubled it? With this much chi added to my own, I will not need to fret over my reserve for quite some time. And now for the fun part. Time to teach a scaly bastard who truly stands at the top of the food chain here. Hey, your blade's still snapped in half! As if it matters. Yeah, I can just create my own blade. With chi. Come on out, serpent! It's dinner time. Woo! Oh, that's a cool pound. Chugman. You're dead meat. Do you hear me? And I'm thirsty for snake wine. God damn, you guys. We caught up. So, hopefully, if you stayed through the entire stream, that's insane. And for now, subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. Comment what you thought of the stream. Comment what you thought of the start of Season 3. It's gonna be a while until we do it again because we gotta wait for chapters, but hey. Comment how much you want more streams and Patreon, YouTube members. Check out the shorts, by the way, that I've been making. Hopefully it gets more people into the lives in the future. See you guys. Oh yeah, by the way, we're ending it on episode 164. See you guys next time. Bye bye.